What is going on, good people? Chance here, and this is a very special, at least to me, video because now this little channel has now officially hit over 100 subscribers since I launched it a little bit over a year ago, and I am absolutely thrilled. This channel is a labor of love for me, and it's as close as I can come to a creative outlet since I don't play any musical instruments or write very much, although I am a pretty good writer when I put my mind to it. That's neither here nor there. So, really, this was just kind of a cathartic outlet for me, and the fact that now I'm in triple digits of people that are willing to listen to my rambling. It feels good. I'm not going to lie, I feel a little validated. It's certainly, I'm by no means even close to being a blip on YouTube's radar. But for those of y'all who have been here, I appreciate it. For those of y'all like watch my videos and watch through the end, that like, that comment, I am just super appreciative. 100 subs was a goal for me going into this year. I actually still want to be at 500 by the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. I'm going to be trying some different things. I decided to go more the route of doing shorts or taking clips of long form videos and then posting them later as, little 90-second snippets. And because I found a good buddy of mine, he's, well, not just a good buddy, he's one of my very best friends. He recently joined Jump Cut Academy, which I'm not super familiar with, but he explained it to me, and it's kind of a social media creators tool, and they kind of teaching you how to best, I guess, best increase the odds are that you'll get as many eyes on your videos and your content as possible. And he made some suggestions to me, one of which was the shorts thing, and I have noticed my last couple of shorts, it's like I think one had 2,000, one had over 6,000 views, which drives me absolutely bonkers as a creator because I very much prefer. It's been a long day, y'all. I prefer long form videos. I prefer watching long form videos. I prefer making them. I see them as a bit of having a conversation, albeit with myself. Uh, and I don't know. I just truly enjoy, videos that go, 10, 15 or more minutes. I know a lot of the videos I watch tend to be in that 20 to 40-minute range, sometimes an hour if it's really compelling. But as my friend pointed out, he said, a lot of folks these days kind of have the attention span of a gnat. Not so much my generation, but the younger generations. And no offense if you're of the younger generation, it's just a thing that seems statistically somewhat true. But anyway, again, thank you so much. It means so much to me, and so for that, I wanted to run a little giveaway to say thank you for getting me in that triple digit club. And here's what I'm going to do. The giveaway, I'm gonna give it a week. So next Friday, we're gonna say maybe 7 p.m. I'm gonna call the cutoff time. Everybody, you don't even have to watch this video to the end. But go in and comment really anything, or just if all they're interested in or all you're interested in is the giveaway, just comment Xbox because that's what the giveaway is going to be related to. I don't mean to short the PlayStation or PC fans, but this particular giveaway that I happen to have is an Xbox branded giveaway. So you can't argue with the price, right? I do have two little provisos to go with it. One, I don't ship internationally. And two, I don't ship internationally. And the reasons for that are twofold. One, kind of a pain in the butt. Two, it's expensive as crap. I know if I wanted to send just one game to Canada, it'll cost me like anywhere from $15 to $20. It's absolutely insane. That's why I have a buddy of mine in Canada, Glenn. What we do well, we haven't done it in a long time, but we used to exchange our wants lists for games, and then we go out and pick them up here and there and let each other know. And then when we build up a stack of like 10 or more games, then we'd go ahead and ship it to the other. And it was really really great. It's mutually beneficial. He's a great honest guy. He's sent me some things that were actually worth some money, and he could have sold them, and he did. He just wanted to honor our little arrangement, and I appreciate that. But yeah, so I will ship to the U.S. only. It's just easier and a whole lot cheaper. Put that out of the way. Here's what I'm looking at giving away. It is a little Xbox, I guess, just swag assortment. It comes with a snapback cap, a pin set, coaster set, some, I guess, chip clips, what does that say that is? A laptop decal. I don't know why you'd want to have an Xbox decal on your laptop. Whatever. Although I guess there's an argument to be made that anymore you can play the same games on both platforms, and a caddy. I don't know what kind of caddy, maybe or caddy. I can't quite tell what that is, but I want to give it away to one of y'all, and it'll be free. So I hope that's my desk chair is catching on the lip of my desk. I do apologize. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to take a pause for a cause, take a sip of this coffee. Give me just a moment. All right. Sorry, I'm a bit of a coffee addict. I'm literally, it's going on, I think, 8 o'clock here in the evening. I'm sipping coffee, dude. That's just one of my joys in life. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so coffee kind of is my vice. Um, but speaking of okay, so what I'm going to do, of course, everybody that comments, and by the cutoff time, I'm put the names in a randomizer, and I'll probably run it. Oh, I'm just off the top of my head. I'm going to say 5 times. That's the number I'm going with. First number popped in my head, so I'm going to run all the names through the randomizer 5 times. Person that wins gets the gift. Just my way of saying thank you and hoping that maybe this helps make this channel a little more fun and engaging for y'all. But moving on. I tell you what, the last 2 weeks, Xbox 360, and the content out there, it's been going crazy. It could have been going on longer than that. I've just personally noticed within the last couple of weeks that it's really been an uptick in content creators posting things like, "Oh, the most valuable games on Xbox 360," or 360 games you need to absolutely get right now before they go up even anymore. And Xbox 360 is catching fire. Buy it now while you can. And it's cool. It's cool for me, as much as it's gonna kind of sound like a douchey thing, but it's like I started collecting Xbox 360 about probably going on 5 years ago. I've built my library to about 430 games. I only have 4 or 5 left that I want to add to it, because I knew that the Xbox 360, that whole 7th gen, is starting to get a little long in the tooth, and it was only a matter of time for the people that cut their teeth in gaming on those consoles were going to start developing a little bit of that nostalgia and wanting to go back. So I've observed previous generations' prices go from completely dirt to absolutely insane. Like people thought I was nuts when I was collecting original Xbox. They're like, "Oh, those games they're a dime a dozen. They're outdated. Why do you want them?" Well, anyway, go check out the prices on a lot of those games now. There's a bunch of them that are north of $50 to $100, and at the time I was buying them, I was getting like $2 to $3. Same deal with the Xbox 360. Now I don't have all the rares, but I have most of them. But I just wanted to talk about the Xbox 360 for a while. Now, when I first, okay, I must preface this by saying I don't agree with fanboyism of just brand loyalty, being a PlayStation pony, or what they call it, a Sony pony, or, like an Xbox. I don't believe in brand loyalty. I think that's, frankly, it's stupid. Being absolutely having this blind loyalty to large corporate entities that couldn't care less if you live or died. As long as you're spending money on them, that's all they care, right? But they're not worried about you at the end of the day. But since the original Xbox, I've been more of an Xbox guy, even though historically have owned PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. My thing, and I think I've addressed this before, I had a spinal injury many years ago, and I ended up having to have a fusion up here in my neck. So I got a titanium plate in there, and bone fragments or bone discs from a cadaver. So I've got some random pieces of some random dead person in me and some titanium. So I guess I'm part robot zombie, whatever. But anyway, ever since, my hands, they have this at rest, they don't have a tremor. But when I do engage my hands, yeah, there's a shake. I have people ask me at work all the time. I was like, oh, what's the deal with your shaky hands? Like, what's going on there? You had too much caffeine, and I have to explain it. Like, no, had a disc blow out of my neck. I had to have a fusion, and da 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 da. So I'm just stuck with these tremors. They're called intentional tremors. Anyway, I'm getting so far off course, y'all. That's what happens when it's been a long day and you don't have a script written for your videos. And that's the thing. I don't do scripts for my videos. I just like to talk off the cuff, just stream of consciousness. That's how I am. That's how I am in real life. And I just want to keep it, 100% with y'all. Plus, you can tell when someone's like reading the script because you can kind of see their eyes darting left to right a little bit. Like maybe it's just only slightly, but it's noticeable. And I don't like to do that. But anyway, one of my best and oldest and dearest friends in the world got me into Xbox. I saw it at his house for the first time, the original Xbox. And it was not too long thereafter I bought one and fell in love with the system and the games on it. So by the time the Xbox 360 came out, you better believe my body was ready. I was ready for some next gen Xbox. And although I was not able to get one right away, which turned out to be a good thing. I think I got my first Xbox 360 maybe a year and a half after they launched, right about the time the Halo 3 edition came out, which I wish I would have held on to because OMG, that's just a beautiful console, but I didn't hold on to it. It is what it is, right? And I want to say that it was also the first Xbox 360 model that had a built-in HDMI port. I could be wrong on that. Correct me if I am. But I think it was. But not getting one at first allowed me to avoid the whole Red Ring of Death debacle. So I can honestly say I've never had a 360 do that to me. Now, to this day, I think I have the moment 4 or 5 Xbox 360s. All of them, the Model S, the slim model. I don't have any of the big fat boys. I feel like I need to get one just for the sake of posterity, and maybe I will one day. I may just buy a broken one for $10 off of eBay just to have it as a shelf piece, But I just love the 360, and I have to say, in all honesty, bear in mind I'm an old fart and I've been gaming since Atari. All right, my first gaming experience was in the arcades, and it was Pac-Man and Galaga and Centipede, things like that. So I've been gaming for a long time, and I've witnessed the evolution of gaming over time. And I have to say that in terms of graphics and hold on just a moment, my children are calling for me. Hold on, y'all. My little boy has made a special request to be in the video. So say hi, Sam.
Hi.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I love you, Booger. Okay, you're in the video now. You happy?
Okay.
Little toot.
Okay, stop it.
Okay. That's parenthood for you folks. My children, they're my life. So, my little boy is like, he comes in here all sweet. He's like, you making a YouTube video, Dad? I said, yeah. Can I be in it? Yes. Like I'm going to say no to that, right? Anyway, as I was saying, I've been, gaming since pretty much Jump. And the jump from sixth to seventh generation to me was the last jump where the graphics and just the immersion and everything where it was so noticeable and it was so much better, such a huge leap over its predecessor. And ever since, it seems like the going into 8th, 9th gens, it's just been like it just hasn't been as noticeable. That's why, to me, these days, a lot of Xbox 360 games and PlayStation 3 games of that era, they still really hold up very well. They're still beautiful. The sound is still great. The immersion is just still first rate. Like, honestly, games could almost have stopped in terms of quality at the seventh gen, and I think I would have been fine with it. But yeah, a lot of folks have been just, on social media, especially on YouTube, have just been pimping the crap out of 360, and it seems to have set off this firestorm in which, the availability of a lot of more obscure titles has just completely plummeted. I was looking at one today. It's one of the few that I don't own, called Infernal Hell's Vengeance. I did own it at one point. I got rid of it. Wish I hadn't done that. When I got it for like $8 complete. But now the only listings I'm even finding are all, oh, this ships from Canada, this ships from Germany, this ships from Spain. Like, there aren't any being shipped from the US. And when they are popping up, they're like north of $100, which just blows my mind. I think in time, a lot of that's going to start settling down a bit. I think, we're at the beginning of every major price hike. And I think games are a lot like the stock market, in that, folks get that FOMO. They want to jump in, and it temporarily drives the prices all the way up. Then eventually it settles back down to a more manageable level. Now, I think the vast majority of the pricier Xbox 360 titles, I don't think they're ever going to go back to where they were before this recent uptick. But I do think they're going to get a lot less insane. These games that are, for now, they're like the Infernal Hell's Vengeance. It's like $100. I think it'll probably settle back down. The availability will kick back in, and it may go back down to being like a $25 to $35 game, which realistically is where it needs to be. Um, I kind of feel bad for anybody that's jumping into 360 collecting now, because they are jumping in at high prices and low availability. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Oh, excuse me. And to that end, that's why I'm also collecting Xbox One and PlayStation 4 right now, because I will say that I think in the past, I think the seventh generation was also the one that just had this almost never ending slew of games that I actually wanted to play. I found the last couple generations that really hasn't been the case. But that's not to say that there aren't some gems. And I'm so sorry for the coughing. And I'm trying to pick out the ones that I think, will increase in value. And sometimes I saw one the other day for Xbox One. I think it was Blair Witch Project or Blair Witch. I'm not going to buy that because I'm not into horror, but that's very much, it's one I've only ever seen on a shelf one time. And generally that tends to correlate with, in my experience, games, they end up being a little pricier in the long run. Horror games, RPGs, they always tend to blow up, when you move from one gen to the next. But anyway, y'all, I mainly just wanted this to be about celebrating the 100 subs, but I got off my little tangent about Xbox. Anyway, again, I just cannot tell you how much I appreciate all of you. I hope you hang around in the future, and I'd like to grow this channel, honestly, to the point where I can monetize it. I mean, everybody I think that goes into YouTube hopes to monetize eventually. And for me at this point, if, within a couple of years I can get up to 1,000 subs, I think that's the threshold for monetization. I'm not looking to make a ton of money off of it, but just to reach that milestone would just, I don't know, it would be a source of pride for me. Y'all, I gotta pause this to cough. Like, my throat is tickling like crazy. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. I better take a sip of the coffee, actually. I think that'll help. Give me just a second. Oh, mercy me. Anyway, I appreciate you. I think I've said that about 20 times now. But as always, remember, pick your battles, pick them wisely, because not every hill is worth dying on. You save yourself a whole lot of stress and heartache and grief if you just live life by that motto. I try to. I'm not always successful, but I try to. Anyway, take it easy, and good luck to everybody that enters the contest. And I can't wait to get this sent out to the winner. Have a good